Hey everyone, TimaeuSS, welcome to another NIKKE video. So the next event is coming up and it's called the D Outsiders, alright? And of course we can see the silhouette. It is Crow, Viper, and Jackal. And oh my goodness, I'm personally so excited because Viper is a mommy character. Damn, I was so excited to see her as a part of the playable characters because spoiler alert, okay, in the later chapters she definitely raised a few eyebrows when I saw her design. But anyhow, let's take a look at her kit. Of course, we got Viper and Jackal. They're not both ARs, okay? I think one is a rocket launcher and one is a shotgun user. You can let me know in the comments which one's which, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But let's take a look at Viper first. Viper is a burst 2 unit with huge double big boobas, and her abilities are as follows. So first skill is activates when the target appears, affects all allies, granting them an attack rate and a hit rate for 10 seconds. So this, we need to test how this works because this looks absolutely broken. All right, affects all allies when the target appears. Does that mean every time a unit shows up you get this attack boost? Is it stackable? And those are some big questions we need to answer, okay? Because if it's stackable and it's every time a unit appears, then Viper becomes absolutely broken for any stages that have mobs, because every time the mob appears, boom, you get like 6 mobs, and that's 150% attack boost. So I don't think that's the case. However, if it's only once for a single target, then she is not that great for bosses because the boss, the special interceptions, you only appear once, right? So does that mean you get that attack boost and hit rate boost at the beginning of the game and that's it? We have to see. Another thing is this might be really good with Modernia because of the hit rate buff, right? But depending on the coverage, potentially Modernia can run a non-hit rate cube. If this hit rate buff is on all the time or most of the time, Modernia could potentially run a non-hit rate cube. So we have to test this out. So skill 2, ability affects yourself, increase hit rate, and activates when enter full burst. Excludes one ally unit from the enemy's target and loses effect when the caster... Okay, so this essentially makes it so the enemy cannot target your unit. I don't think it stops any mid-targeting attacks, but it could save you if your burst, is going at the same speed in PvP as the enemy, right? Use this skill, and all of a sudden, the enemy's burst 3 will not target your unit. So units like Snow White cannot target potentially your DPS. But we have to see how the AI uses this and what the targeting and how that targeting works. But she also gets an invincibility buff for 1 second, which I think is more for PvP. 1 second in PvE is not that big of a deal. And we also need to see, if this hit rate is permanent, right? I mean, 3.43 is not that big of a deal, but still, it's a nice addition. So this is more of a passive instead of skill 2. Her burst, again, she's a burst 2 unit. Her burst is affect one enemy, deals attack as damage, alright, it's decent multipliers, and activates when the enemy includes the stage target, affects the enemy. Okay, so it's basically attack damage and a defense down. Sure. I don't think it's that impressive because we know the defense formula kind of sucks and doesn't matter as much. If you want a deep dive into the defense formula, go check out Luna Gaming TV's YouTube channel. A very, very good guide on how defense works. So I urge you to check it out. So that's Viper. And also we get Jackal as another pickup. So I don't know which one comes first. We'll have to see. But this is, I would say, similar to the Christmas banners then, because you have dual banners and Viper and Jackal coming up. I think there is no freebie unit, so we'll have to see. But it may be the new event format going forward where you have dual banners. And each event or patch now will last 3 weeks. So let's take a look at Jackal. So Jackal is a defender type, burst 1, okay, and the weapon is not AR. It's either a SG or rocket launcher. So being a burst 1 unit, you're essentially competing with Litter, right? Because if you have Litter, why would you run anything else? So let's see if she can compete. First skill, Activates when attacked 10 times, affects one enemy to highest max HP, increases their damage taken, and decrease their attack. So both for 10 seconds. So this is a debuff. It's alright. When attacked by 10 times, so she's a defender, she's going to be able to take some hits. And max HP, this decreased attack and increased damage taken is alright for boss fights, I would say. So, I mean, not as insane as the cooldown reduction plus the attack buff for Litter. So she loses there. So let's take a look at skill 2. Activates when entering the battle. Affects self and 2 ally units with the highest attack. Shares and damage. Okay, so this is insane. When she enters the battle, it's automatic damage sharing for 120 seconds. So this, again, to me, kind of screams sustainability and a bit of PvP, right? Because 2 of the highest attacks, you're protecting your high damage dealers. It could actually come into play for a lot of boss fights that have single targets. We'll see, especially for stuff like Train that people usually a bit struggle more with. The turrets will take out one of your units quite easily. So potentially, if this is activated for 120 seconds, you can mitigate obviously the turret damage, right? And by sharing across 3 units. So we'll have to see, or 2 units, Jackal and the damage dealer. But we all knew how the taunt with X Rupee worked out. It wasn't that great. So hopefully damage sharing is a bit better. This increased defense by 8.27%. Honestly is negligible. Again, the defense formula isn't as important, so it would have been better if this was a cooldown reduction. Her ultimate Crazy Jackal burst skill to a single enemy. Okay, so this is burst skill damage to a single enemy, increase 40, almost 40% for 15 seconds. So I wonder if it affects just the burst damage or all of the skills are active during the burst, because this could be a 40% damage boost to Modernia, technically, right? And with Modernia, cooldown reduction isn't as huge, just due to the fact that Modernia extends burst. So by the time your second burst is ready, the cooldown is done. So potentially you've got some synergy with Modernia. We'll have to see. But overall, I think if you have Litter, why would you use Jackal over Litter? That's the ultimate question, right? Because burst 1 is very tight. You sometimes run Noise, you sometimes run Rapunzel as your support burst 1, or you run a burst 3 support slot. So pretty much burst 1 and burst 2 are locked to single 20-second bursts, and Litter is the god. So if you can't replace Litter, it's going to be tough. And burst 2 is already saturated with Rupee or Senti, depending on the need. So I'm not sure. But anyhow, I'll be pulling for them. My gems are a bit low from Modernia banner, so I might top up maybe 200 pulls, just have a pity, so I can guarantee both of them, right? And I'm not sure if I will even MLB 3 them. I'll pull 1 copy, test it. Especially I'll test Viper to see this snake sense. If it's good, she's also a 20-second burst too, right? If it's good, then I'll MLB 3 her. And of course, we have the daily login, the couple chat. So Viper is so cute, man. Viper is absolutely cutie pie. So yeah, I'll be pulling for her and the Jackal as well. So we'll have viewer polls for that. And yeah, it's TimaeuSS here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye now.